So welcome to this week. We have a guest from Lewis University, Mike Zagadlo, who is going to be reviewing an album by Lana Del Rey. "Born to Die" was the name of the album. So first, Mike, tell us a little bit about the type of music you listen to. I think you play music, right, and stuff like that. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I guess I have pretty eclectic musical taste. Played in a few bands in high school and college, so I don't really rule out anything. I'm not a big country fan, but anything kind of in the rock, pop, hip hop vein, I'm pretty comfortable with.
Okay. So what's your go-to band or bands? Give me some examples.
Yeah, it's probably a little cliche suburban white guy stuff. Like I like Pearl Jam and Dave Matthews and the Black Crowes and um, that kind of groove, that
Got
kind
it.
of vibe. Guitar rock.
Hey, did you know who Lana Del Rey was, first of all?
Yes, yeah. Like
Okay.
I was familiar with "Summertime Sadness," and I knew she's an artist who's got like critical acclaim and she's got some credibility. So I'm sort of glad I got assigned the album
Okay.
because it forced me to do a little bit of a deep dive on someone I probably should have been familiar with already.
Go ahead.
I didn't like it.
Didn't like it.
But let me put a giant caveat over all of that. I've got mad respect for her songwriting, for her musical talent. She's got a really like intricate, complex voice. She's got multiple voices,
Hmm.
really broad vocal range. So she's able to she does this kind of smoky jazz club. Like you could picture her lying across a grand piano
Yeah.
in the 1950s jazz club voice, but then she'll do like this kind of cutesy high pitched
Hmm.
thing, and she bounces in and out of those voices, and she's able to layer. She layers her vocal tracks, and I was reading an article about her, and it makes it kind of hard for her to do live performance because
Ah.
she'll double her own voice, and she'll do different voices when she doubles. So there's really a lot of
Yeah.
vocally songwriting. Lyrically, the lyrics are sophisticated and complex. It's really good poetry, and what she does in the studio is really remarkable. Also, she's got multiple layers of uh, kind of conflict between a she'll give you kind of a hip hop beat. You'll get a going, and then but then like I the whole album to me is like someone took some really good music and threw a wet blanket over it.
Okay.
So like she'll drop this beat on you, and you're like, okay, I got a groove, and then she'll put a synth track or a string arrangement over it that just softens it, so you get this
Yes.
and it just it's like an energy vampire,
Hmm.
and it's very melancholy and very sad, and you just you don't find yourself tapping your foot to it
Yeah.
or really getting in. But mad respect
Yeah.
for the talent, the songwriting, the poetry. The studio production was all really impressive. It's just not my groove.
I'm curious, like, um, because sometimes now artists put out albums and this is a more upbeat album usually, or and I wonder what her other stuff's like because you don't hear a lot of her on the radio, at
No.
least the radio I listen to, and I can see why because there weren't necessarily pop. I mean, the "Summertime Mad Sadness" or whatever it is the one I did not care for. The only one I really liked was "Off to the Races," which was the second one,
I'm
and
with
it.
you, and I got like there were I was getting kind of like an Imagine Dragon
Uh
vibe
huh.
in there. It was this. It had a real, and she does another one of her vocal quirks is she'll do like a almost like a pitter patter delivery where it's almost like she's rapping, but then she kills you with the this somber synth or string thing that she throws over it,
Yeah.
and it's like for a minute there I thought we had something going, and then it was like, and
Yeah.
she squishes it, but
Yeah, the way I work in Spotify is I'll if I like a song, I'll like it, and then Spotify lets you listen to all your like songs. So that one is the only one I like. The other ones, like Angela, the one who suggested it last time, she said about The Cure. She said, if it was at a party, I wouldn't complain and say, "Hey, somebody needs to take." I kind of feel the same way about this. If this was on, I wouldn't complain,
mm,
but I'm not going to listen to that. I just won't be listening to that album
yeah.
for
I
sure.
like songs that when you're going down the road, you can roll your windows down and kind of rock out to it. And this would be windows up,
Yeah.
quietly contemplating my mortality.
Now, I wonder, do any of your kids listen to her? I wonder, because you have a daughter who's in the 20s, and you've got some younger ones too, right?
Correct. And I don't think either of them, when I mentioned it, I didn't mention it to Natalie, my older daughter, but I mentioned it to Olivia, and she kind of gave me a cockeyed look. But Olivia's been grooving on some sad music lately. So I think if I should have got her opinion of this. In fact, I'll do that when I get home, just for my own edification. I think she'd probably find some grooves that she likes in this, because we were in the car the other day, and she was hitting me with all of her songs off iTunes, and I'm like, I need a break. This is too sad. We got to take a break from this.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So respect to the artist, respect to the process, but just not your style.
100%.
All right. Moving forward, then, what is someone or some album that you would like to recommend for younger generation that they might not know about?
I'm taking a deep dive here. We're going to go back to a Chicago band from the 90s called Sonia Dada.
How do you spell that?
The album, Sonia, like the name, Sonia, Dada, like Dada, two separate words. And the album is called A Day at the Beach.
Now, tell me about this Sonia Dada. I'd never heard of. Obviously, in the 90s, I was in Mississippi, so I wasn't around. Tell me about them.
It's a Chicago band that was actually put together by a member of the Pritzker family, but it's got a really cool fusion of kind of funk, R&B, pop, maybe even a little twisted jazz. It's very rhythmic. It's very melodic. A lot of harmony. Really good horns, and it's the kind of music I'd roll down my windows and groove down the road to.
Okay. All right. Sonia Dada, A Day at the Beach. We'll have to look into it. All right. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jim. It was a pleasure.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.